Twende. Well, in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Random Conversations TV. Episode ni ya 15, sawa. Hapa hivi ni mahali tunaongeleaga vitu vile ziko, vitu zenye society wataki kuongelelea, vitu controversial, sawa. Na leo kwa episode ya leo, episode 15, topic yenye nataka kuongelelea na yenye nataka kuanza nayo, it's this thing that we call names, yali majina, sawa. I want to ask you who is viewing me one question, Do you believe in the power in names? The power of names, that is. Because I believe in the African tradition. Tunaambia ati ile jina unapatiwa, wewe unaweza pata tabia za mwenye alikuwa ameitwa hilo jina, unanipata? So, if you believe in the power of names in the African culture, I want to question you. Do you also believe in the power of names in other cultures? For example, the European culture, the Indian culture, the Chinese culture. And if when you ask yourself that question, your answer is yes, then I'll ask you one thing. Why is it that you still use the English name that you were given by your parents? Many of you will argue, it's because my parents named me that name and I can't change it. Well, it is true, but there are people who have tried to change it and they've changed their names. But I'm not telling you to go and change your name. I'm telling you to think about the name that you have. If you believe in power of names, and that also means you should believe in the power of English names, sawa. For example, in the Kikuyu culture, if someone is called Wajohi, and maybe they used to be a drunkard, high chances are people believe that their child will also become a drunkard as well. Why? Because of the name. And that's why you see some people being very cautious when they're naming their children. They're like, no, don't give my child that name, give them this name. Why? Because they believe in the power of names. So let us also be careful the names that we are naming our children. I don't understand how we are named English names. I'm named Eric, yeah, but I'm not English. Eric is a Christian name, you will argue, but am I a Christian? No, I'm an African first. I'm a Christian by virtue of the fact that I was raised by Christians, and so are they. Why? What am I trying to say? They are also Christians because they were raised by Christian parents. But my question is this: where did we reach the point of living our own culture and following the white man's culture so much, such that we forgot our own? Think about it. My name is Eric, right? And I also have my other names, my African names, Njunge Mudhoni, you see. But naturally I'm supposed to be called Njungewa Mudhoni, you see. But I still got baptized and was given the name Eric. Now let me ask you, we are out here adopting English names and we are Africans, yes? Have you ever seen an Englishman adopting an African name? Tell me if you know of any white man who calls themselves Kimani or Atieno. None. But why is it that we as Africans are taking up names that are not our own? Sometimes maybe that's the reason why we are still suffering. That's the reason why we're still having struggles in our lives. Why? Because you named yourself a name which came with a certain curse and you have no idea. You're proud of that English name. Everyone calls you by your English name. Why haven't you stopped and asked yourself, when you travel to Ocha, those of you who don't know what Ocha is, when you travel to go see your grandparents in the countryside, that is what Ocha means. Your parents, high chances, your grandparents, that is high chances, and your great-grandparents, when they are referring to you, they don't use your English name. They use your African name. Why? Have you ever asked yourself that? They will not call me Eric, they will call me Njunge. Why? Because they believe in power of names, and they don't recognize those English names that you have, but they know you have to use them because of that. But you who is young out here, you're proud, calling yourself the English name you were given. Some of you even try to hide your African names. Why? Because you're embarrassed. Because maybe of the meaning of the name, or maybe the pronunciation of the name. You're afraid that if someone tries to pronounce it, they'll just make fun of it or something, or they will be unable to pronounce it. But why? I'm here to try and tell you, you're black, you're African. Be proud of your culture. Stop focusing on using English names so much. I myself, I'm also trying to change the trend. My children henceforth, I've talked with their mother. See, we want to start calling them using African names more than English names. Why? Because we also believe in the power of names. If we are going to change things as they are, we need to start from the roots. The way you name your child, the way you raise your child. Let us stop emulating so much of the Western culture and start focusing on our African culture, our African roots. Yes, we focused on Christianity and all the other religions, but why is it that when the white man comes and tells you a certain thing that was being done in your culture is wrong, and it is satanic and it is evil, and you believe it and accept? I'm going to use a very controversial example. Witchcraft. Let's say robbers have come to my home. They've broken into my home and they've stolen, right? I have a choice to pray to God and just leave it unto God, like most people do. I have a second choice to go to the police and report and fill in the OB book, the occurrence book. And I also have a choice to go to that African witch doctor who may actually end up helping me to know who stole from me. So let me ask you, all three methods work. Praying to God and leaving it unto God gives you peace. Going to the police makes you feel a sense of security and belonging. But going to the witch doctor will actually show you who stole it from you. How many times do we see on the news? Someone went to a witch doctor and that witch doctor did his thing or her thing, and whoever who stole was caught, right? How many times do we see people go to the police and report and nothing happens? How many times do we see people leave it unto God? And when you leave it unto God, we are not sure if something will happen or not. We just leave it unto God. But leaving it unto God is the same as going to this witch doctor. Why? It is God who gave this witch doctor the knowledge to know that you can do this and help these people get this thief. So let me ask you, is going to a witch doctor really wrong? The white man says it is wrong. Why? Because everything that the white man cannot explain scientifically or logically or spiritually, he calls wrong and he calls evil. So before you rush to say something is wrong, I heard some people the other day saying that, oh, that family is not a good family. It's a family that goes to witch doctors. No. Who said witch doctors are bad? It used to be in our culture until the white man came and told you it is not supposed to be that way. So my question is this: for how long shall we keep on following other cultures without focusing on our own culture? It's high time we start going back to our roots, our ancestors and the ways that they used to live. That's why I started with the power in names. If you're an African, be proud of your African names. I'm not telling you to drop your English name. I'm not telling you to drop your European name. Whether you're Anne, whether you're Jessica, whether you're Juliet, whether you're James, whether you're George, it doesn't matter. Whether you're Austin, you keep up your name. But also consider using your African name more. Your African name is your identity. The more you use your African name, the more you identify as the African you are, the more respect you earn as an African. But the more you use your European name, the more you seem like a copycat, the more you seem like one who just wants to align and fit in with other people. And I'll ask you once again, have you ever seen a white man trying to fit in with a black man? No. But you will always see black men trying to fit in with a white man. This is why when a white man visits any country in Africa, they are worshipped like a god. Everyone wants to associate with them. But when a black man travels to the white man's country, no one wants to associate with you. I've been to Germany. I'll tell you a personal story. And I was warned before traveling to Germany. Never, before you go to Germany, just know one thing: most of the Germans are really racist, especially towards black people. And I was like, you guys are just talking. The world is global nowadays, a global village. No one judges anymore. Wait till I landed. The bus that you take from the airplane to the terminal, I sat at a place where I was on my own. And usually as an African who has respect and who has been taught manners, when an old person comes in and they don't have a place to sit, you stand up and let the old person sit. I stood up to let the old people sit. They looked at me, they just shook their heads, spoke in their language that I didn't understand, some German language, and just ignored me. I sat back down on my chair. The bus is full, but they would rather stand until we reach the terminal than sit next to a black person. What am I trying to say? I'm not trying to preach hate against the white people, but I'm trying to tell the black people, the white people don't value you as much as you value them. And it is largely our fault. We name ourselves after their names. We want to look like them. We want to dress like them. We want to move like them and live like them. Why don't you want to live like yourself? See? It's high time we start focusing on who we are as Africans. We are black and we should be proud of our blackness. We should be proud of our culture. Wherever you go, let your blackness shine. This one goes out to everyone who names themselves with their African names. Big up yourself and keep at it. Be proud of it. I'm also proud of my black names, and I will forever be proud of being black. Random Conversations TV, episode 15. Niaje wadau. In the meantime, karibuni sana Random Conversations TV. I go by the name DJ Lefas, na niko na mana Jamal hapa hivi. Tuko tu marima fulani huku hivi Kanairo, doing what we do best, doing what we like, sawa. Hii ni episode ya 16, na this time round conversation yenye nataka tuongelelee mazee ni conversation moja ingine controversial kama kawaida. Like I told you, this is Random Conversations TV. Hapa ni pale tunaongelelea vitu controversial, vitu watu wengine hataki kuongelelea, vitu society ina try ku avoid, lakini tunaisema vile iko. I go by the name DJ Nefas, yeah man, na kama kawaida Jamal kwenye visuals. Welcome to Random Conversations TV. Leo niko naambia Jamal mazee, kuna kitu nikasirisha sana, inaitwa wanasiasa. Unajua wanasiasa unikasirishia wapi? Ama unikasirishia nini? Wanasiasa unikasirishia kuleta campaign kila mahali. Umeitwa vizuri kama wanasiasa, umeambiwa kuja hapa hivi mazishi, sawa. Maybe mwenye amekufa ni a famous businessman, ama msi anajulikana na wanasiasa wengi, ama pia labda ni mwanasiasa mwenzako, sawa. Umekuja kwetu, sisi tunaomboleza, tunazika mtu wetu amekufa, sawa. Wewe umepatiwa nafasi ya kuongea out of respect. Juu wewe pia ni kiongozi, wacha uongeleshe watu juu ni masses pia wako hapa. Badala upatiane condolences yako and finish everything in order, uende. What do you come and do? Unaanza kuleta siasa. Unaanza kutusi wanasiasa wenzako, opposition wenzako. Kama uko gava unatusi opposition, kama uko opposition unatusi gava. Na ni kwa mazishi. Watu wako busy wanalia wamepoteza mwenzao. Wanashida maisha itaendelea aje? Maybe alikuwa breadwinner, alikuwa tu anapendwa, ameacha watoi, hawajui itakuaje, dadi ameenda, madhe ameenda. Unacheki, alikuwa sister ya mtu, alikuwa mtoi wa mtu. Mnakuja unapeana condolences like the first few sentences, unapeana pesa ya kufunga na macho, alafu juu media iko huko, unatumia hiyo platform kwanza kutusi wenzako. Shame on you, kawe ni mwanasiasa unafanyanga hiyo tabia. Kuna wanasiasa wa maana sana, kuna viongozi wa maana sana. Nataka nichukue hii moment kusifu Uhunye, our former president, the fourth president of the Republic of Kenya. Big up yourself mahali popote huko, mahali unatuonea. Uhunye, siwezi sema mimi mahali naweza sema ati nishaimuona ameitwa mazishi akaleta siasa. Amekuja mazishi, atapeana condolences, aseme Kenya alikuwa anajua kuhusu huyo msee, moments walikuwa nazo na huyo msee, na amalize hiyo shughuli, sawa. Na kuna wanasiasa wengine pia wako kama yeye. Lakini nyinyi wanasiasa wenye mnafanya ujinga ya kwenda mazishi na kuleta siasa huko, shindwe. Shame on you, hiyo ni ufala. Kuanzia leo ukiwa mwanasiasa ama wewe ni kiongozi yoyote, umeitwa mazishi, upewe nafasi ya kuongea. Peana condolences, omboleza na familia, make it a light moment. Waambie what you know about the person, make people smile kidogo, waache kuwa somba sana na stress mingi, sawa. Lakini usikuje kuleta campaign ama siasa kwa mazishi, shindwe. Ama pia kwa kanisa, by the way. Nimesahau kuambia, nimecheki kanisa fulani pale chini nikakumbuka. Wewe mwanasiasa fulani, unaenda kwa church fulani, ama Sunday alikuwa church fulani, kuna function fulani. Unakuja pale, Julie tusiwa in the course of the week na fellow politician. So pia ukaamua huyu lazima ni mjibu mahali kuna media. Na fortunately ama unfortunately, the next place kulikuwa na media ni wapi? Kwa kanisa. So umepatiwa nafasi ya kuongea kwa kanisa, maybe before pastor ama after pastor. Badala uongee tu kitu ya maana na ushukuru Maulana, heshimu Mungu. Unaanza siasa, unaanza kutusi wenzako kwa kanisa. Kweli mnaheshimu Mungu nyinyi majamaa? So wanasiasa tafadhali, kama unanisikiza, na pia nyinyi the masses, kama unasikiza wanasiasa na una engage na wanasiasa, let them know ni tabia mbaya sana kwenda mazishi ama kwenda kanisa ukipatiwa nafasi ya kuongea juu ya heshima ya position yako, unaanza kuleta siasa, unaanza kutusi watu wengine. Siasa pelekeni kwa ground, kwa campaign, si kwa kanisa na si kwa maombolezi. Random Conversations TV episode 16 Jamal out.